Hello. Hey guys. Welcome to another live stream. Let's see here. Let's go to this one. Live here with the stream team. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome to another week. Super excited to have you guys on. We're going to be doing some fun patterning stuff today. Got Grogu here to help me out, so that'll be good. And yeah, we'll be able to work on this. We're going to flatten this, turn it from 2D to 3D, go through some tips on being able to do that, especially in this case where it's kind of just a basic helmet shape, and we don't have any details that we know of yet to try and hide our seams with and that kind of thing. So that'll be interesting. We'll talk through some other tricks and stuff like that to be able to use for patterning and getting your seams to be seamless outside of just the patterning process as well. And yeah, it should be a fun day. So let me know if you are in the on right now. Go ahead and throw a comment in the chat, and I'll get that pulled up, and we'll see who we've got on here. And yeah, we'll go from there. Give people a second to get on here. When I started the feed, I accidentally listed it as unlisted instead of public. And so even though I set it up to be out there and have people be aware of it for a while beforehand, it was not showing up for anybody. So I apologize for that. Let's get it pulled up here. Aha. There we go. Okay. Grogu's going to hang out back here. All right, we've got Leia, Ionalith, what's up? Rose-colored cottage. April, hey, how's it going? Abyan Chowdhury, thank you. Well, that's sweet. Yeah, I'm excited about this live. It'll be great. And thanks for your confidence. And for joining in. That's awesome. They said, excited to see a pro at work. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Okay, sweet. Ionela, thanks for sharing it. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, this is kind of trippy. I just noticed in the screen you can see me over there, and on here it's like this Inception world of being able to see me on the screen back there behind me and right here. Kind of trippy. All right, sweet. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Paulino, hey, how's it going? So once again, for those just joining, we're going to be going through some patterning tricks. We've got this. So if you guys remember when we were working on the Mandalorian helmet, right at the end of the stream last week, I said I wanted to create a kind of a basic foam helmet pattern that's kind of this basic dome shape, because there's a lot of different helmets that go off of this shape, and especially in the Star Wars universe right now. And but also outside of that, Magneto, just all kinds of other helmets and whatnot. So I wanted to create kind of a basic bucket helmet shape pattern. And so what I did is I took what we've got of our Mandalorian helmet here, and actually Olivia did this for me while I was working on some other projects, and she put the tinfoil all over our base shape here, and then put the tape on top of that. So just layered it in tinfoil, taped it right along our center line here, and then did the masking tape on top of that, and just to kind of get it all sit down and hold its shape. And then she drew in the registration marks and cut this out. So now we have our nice little half helmet shape. Hey, hi. Speaking of the lovely lady.
My ears burning. Hi, guys.
All right. So yeah, so we've got this now, and basically what we need to do now is two-defy this, as I like to say, two-defy, which means just taking this from its 3D shape and cutting it in a way to be able to flatten it so that we can then turn it into a pattern that can transfer onto foam, be glued back together repeatably to become a helmet shape like this. Now, what'll be great about this pattern is that you guys can take this, and already it's, you know, the shape of the Mandalorian helmet, but also this would be a similar, basically the same shape for a Bo-Katan, a Boba Fett. You could even use it as a base to start with for a clone trooper, stormtrooper type of helmet, using the dome top kind of thing. All kinds of stuff that you can use this for, a Magneto helmet, whatever. So you can get the pattern and then just like get the shape out in foam and then start drawing on where you're going to cut the eye holes or whatever, add onto it to make whatever you want. So it'll be pretty cool. But the trick is with this, because it's not for a specific character and we don't know where the details are going to be going, usually one of the big tips that I like to give for people to hide your seams when you're making a project is use the fact that that character's helmet has details, has spots where there's things added onto it, like on the side, or, you know, layers added along the eyepiece here, or things that go down the center, and use those to hide your seams by running your seams right along those areas or underneath, so that when the layer goes on, it gets covered up. But in this case, we're going to try to break this up to make it as seamless as possible when it's just a completely smooth shape at this point. We don't know where the seams are where the details are gonna go, and so we're gonna try to do this in a way where we can add our, you know, flatten it, but have the seams be as least visible as possible, but and as few of them as possible. But we don't have the advantage of the details, so that'll be a little bit trickier. It'll be fun to kind of walk through that and some ideas for that. So, do you have anything? What do we got?
Let's see. We got the sci-fi painter on here.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
I think we saw Paulino. Hi, Leia.
Hey,
Hi,
Paulino.
Ariana. Let's see.
Wait, what is Paulino talking about?
Oh, the original Boba Fett passed away. I saw that last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, April. I'm depressed. It's okay, Paulino. I'm so sorry that you're sad.
Yeah.
We'll get lots of... His memory will live on.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
cool.
at least that's the case, that, like, he's been brought back into the Star Wars universe. And so even though, you know, he may be gone, one of his characters will continue to be with us in the series, so that'll be great. But yeah, that's sad.
I bet you're having a busy day, Leia. Life's crazy right now. Like week before Christmas. Oh boy. It's crunch time.
Crunch time. Yeah. Okay, also today, don't let me forget, guys, we have Who's That Pokemon? Not out of polyplastics this time, but out of FOMO, and made by one of the kids. So don't let me forget to do that, because he asked me specifically if we could do Who's That Pokemon on the live stream.
Not guess it.
I don't know. We've got we need Red's Gaming on, but we've got some pretty talented Pokemon people
Red
on here.
should be able to get on today, because if she's in Utah, then
school should be out.
Hey,
yeah, Patricia! So glad that you made it on earlier this time. I feel like we keep catching you just at the very end. I'm glad you made it on earlier this time. I'm glad to have you. All right, shall we start to analyze this? Should we switch camera angles to do it? Let's switch camera angles, mostly because it's kind of blown out on this camera. Here we are. All right. So I had Olivia mark roughly where my eyes were, just as a reference, so that you know, on the pattern we can like mark like, hey, here's roughly the eye line on this helmet.
It wasn't a great marking, by the way. Sorry about that.
But yeah, so we've got that. So what I like to do is I use pencil to begin with. So it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys to see until I convert it into the Sharpie, but it's the best way to go when you're kind of planning out where to break up the helmet. So one key thing is, when you're talking about having not visible seams, right? The more we can push the seams back towards the back to the top back half and the back side of the helmet, the better your front silhouette is going to be. Because I mean, for the most part, right, when you're having photos taken or different things of your character, it's going to be mostly front on. At a con, people are mostly going to be seeing you walking towards you and be like, wow, that looks amazing. And so hiding your seams towards the back is going to be ideal to be able to try to push those back as far as you can to begin with, so that this front face is, let me flip this around, so that the front is as visible as, or as clean as possible. What, bud? Oh, thanks. Everett just handed me the sword that we made. If you guys didn't see that video, it's kind of hidden inside that video. We might break this up and put it out as its own thing, because it turned out so cool. Just making your own sword. Oh yeah, that's right. So you guys are just seeing the top view. Thank you. There we go. Anyway, it was in our Nutcracker props, Christmas props video that we just came out with this week. So if you missed that, go check it out, because this is in the middle of it, and it turned out really cool. I mean, look how thin that sword blade is, and it's got some decent rigidity to it, kind of thing. So
April brought up the wood grain.
Oh yeah, and the wood grain. Yeah, April was asking, and you guys let me know in the comments. I think it's going to be a unanimous consensus. You want to hand me it right there? But she was saying we need to do a full video on how we did the wood grain on this. I don't know if you're seeing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, how we did the wood grain effect on the stock on this in that video too. There were a bunch of little gems in that video, so if you guys didn't see it, go check it out. It's kind of disguised under the Nutcracker Christmas type of theme, but there's some.
We need a wood grain video.
Yeah.
And we did do one wood grain video that was more of like an in texture.
That was to build the texture in with the wood grain.
But this one, it was like magic.
This one's
like appeared before your eyes.
Just really cool. Just the paint job, yeah. So
we did get Christmas bought. we're not scrambling any longer.
Yeah. Anyway, what's really cool about this too, and I'll cover it in detail in the video we do, but we've been working on some wood countertop things upstairs, and so I was able to kind of reference that a little bit and see, and we found that like the lighter spots on the wood kind of tended to be denser or something like that, and so they had more of a sheen, more of a reflective sheen to it than did the darker sections when we were staining it. And so with that, you can see here when I put this in the light, we get that same effect here just by using the difference between like a matte and a satin paint too. So yeah, really cool. I love that this turned out. This was kind of an experiment. We were just like in the video, we're like, let's try and add a wood grain to this. If it doesn't work, we'll paint over it. And it turned out really cool. So check out that video. Sorry for the little sidetrack there, but
hi Diego.
Hey Diego, welcome. Patricia said that was a good video. I would definitely watch additional vids that go in depth on the weapons. Sweet.
Yeah, it was a little off topic with the whole Christmas Nutcracker thing, but it was
there was definitely some good general overall prop making tricks and tips in there. And like the fact that we got the pop guns to actually make that like
that was so sad.
Pop sound, pretty cool. So yeah, check that out. Make sure to stay tuned till the end to see how we did that. But yeah. Okay, so analyzing this. Now, with that being the fact that we want to push the seams to the back as much as we can, one trick that I use frequently, let's switch camera angles, is an easy way to tell where you have to put darts. Darts are going to be where you cut in to relieve the curve in the pattern to be able to flatten that out. So for example, like a dart would just go in right here, and with that cut, that would allow it to be able to splay out and be able to lay flatter. So a good way to be able to kind of tell where you're going to need to relieve those is just to start here, since we want to keep the front as flat as possible. I'm just going to start trying to push it down flat the best I can and go as far as I can before it won't let me continue to do that anymore, right? So before it starts to flare up too much and it won't lay flat, right? So that starts to give you a good idea of like, okay, you're going to have to start to relieving some pressure somewhere in there. Now, we can do that. So you can, that's one way you can do it. What I'm going to do here, I know just from making other helmets and trying to get that dome shape on the top, that some good spots to be able to do these too are, you can separate the helmet like along kind of this area right here. And that will help to flatten that out, but then you get a lot of curve happening right up in here too. So let me show you guys for reference the Clone Trooper helmet. Now for this one, I only had to dome this top part right here. Man, I got such a smooth finish.
Back to a brag.
Well, it was the fine finish and stuff from Prop Monkey Studios. The rapid fill and fine finish that we used on it. Plus, in addition to our What the Foam. But, okay, so yeah, this is going to be a brag right here, right? And
I felt it coming.
A blatant promo, okay? So this is made with our 4mm What the Foam, okay? Like, this is as rigid as a helmet as you're going to get out of EVA foam. And it's only 4mm thick. Like, it's like the actual thickness of, you know, like a real armor helmet type of thing, right? But, you know, it holds its shape so great and takes these curves so well and sands down really well. Like, you can see it a little bit on this side, but definitely on this side, the seam is just gone. You wouldn't know it was even there. Because when you get What the Foam cuts so straight that you can, and clean, that you get really clean edges, and then you can come in just and use a little sanding barrel and just sand right along that, and it almost kind of just melds together and disappears. But anyway, so with this helmet, we were able to run one down the center, right? Because this was covering the top. And then we have this seam that runs right along here to relieve that extra curve pressure right along here. So what I think I might do is we'll do one along here and one kind of coming up along here in the back as well. And we'll start with that, and then we'll see where our pressure gets to. If you guys are interested in checking out What the Foam, I do have a link in the description of the video here that you can go check it out on Amazon. It's a foam that we developed to be able to be designed specifically for cosplay, because it's thin and strong, cuts well, sands super clean, cuts super clean, and holds its shape really well. So here we go. So what I'm going to do to start with is we're going to take, I think we might have to come up to about here for this one, if we want to try to get most of these seams towards the back. Now something too, an advantage, once again, sorry, I know I talk a lot about, well, I'm not sorry because it's going to be super helpful for you guys. I talk a lot about our What the Foam, and something that it does allow you to do is even if you do have a bunch of seams, because you can, you know, do that little like sanding trick and it kind of just basically makes the seam disappear. Even where you have them, it's not that big of a deal. And so sometimes where you have a point where you might be like, oh, hey, I'm just going to try to add the curve into that just by heating it and adding the curve in. You can say, okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to add that little dart just to make it that curve happen even smoother and not have risk it having kind of, because sometimes when you do curves and you try to push the curve into the foam too much, you'll end up with a little bit of a ridge that ends up happening versus just like a seamless, smooth round. And so sometimes when you're using What the Foam, you have that freedom to be able to be like, you know what, actually, let's just add that extra dart to make sure that that's going to go a little bit more seamless. So, okay, so then the other one I think I'm going to take, I'm kind of flattening this here to kind of see where the curve's going to happen more. And I think that if we bring something, you know, up and along here as well, that will break this out and allow this to be able to kind of spread out, and that will allow us to flatten all of this. Because I think if that's the case, we could get all of this to lay pretty flat if we bring something right along. So as you can see, if I'm kind of just flattening it between my hand right now, you can start to see where that line's going to appear. It kind of just reveals itself to you as to where you need to add your dart, right? You can just see right there, it's starting to kind of just appear, right? So I'm going to start it right there and just bring that around. And down like that, okay? So once again, from the front, right, you know, front on view, we're hiding those, pushing them towards the top and the back. And what we'll do is we'll start by cutting not all the way through them to see if we can flatten it, if we don't have to cut further. But we want to try to keep it, those seams, if we're looking at the top, you know, on the back half, so that from the front view, people don't even see the seam, right?
That's cool. Ariana says, go buy it. I'm going to buy your 4mm box so I can make my ram horns as well. Ooh,
oh, sweet. Cool. That would be cool. Yeah, can't wait to see that. That's going to be sweet. Okay, so once you have those drawn, now I'm going to see if we can make this work with just these two darts. We'll see if there's anywhere else that we need to add them. And the nice thing is with patterning this way, so once again, we created a kind of our base like shape using cardboard and tape, and created kind of just a frame, like a basic frame outline. And here, so you can see the inner workings here, right? Cardboard, just kind of used it to create the silhouette, kind of the buck of a mold, essentially, kind of thing, the basic shape. And then what we did is once we had that basic shape with kind of crisscrossing cardboard, then we just put tin foil down and then masking tape over the top of that to allow us to have the tin foil creates a separation and a kind of a good stiffer hold for your pattern. And then the tape helps to hold the tin foil in shape. And it also creates a separation between your little like base piece. So then you can just cut it out and it just pops off like a little shell, just like this guy. Right? So just boop. And so with doing this, the nice thing is that you can, you know, if you draw on here, you cut that and you're like, you know what? That didn't work. We should put that somewhere else. You can always just tape back together right along that seam, tape over it, cut it somewhere else. It's not that big of a deal. And you're not wasting expensive foam or other materials in the process of trying to figure it out. Then you can figure it out now and know that it's going to work for you later on kind of thing. So let me do this in Sharpie so you guys can see it better.
You have your chocolates? No chocolate today. Well, I guess it's in a shake. Like a breakfast shake. Does that count?
Does
Not
that
really.
count? Okay, so I'm going to draw this all the way to where I did, but I'm going to start by not cutting all the way there. So same thing on this one. We'll see if we can flatten it, and then we'll cut more if we need to, kind of thing, right?
Shake counts, Lisa. I mean, it's supposed to be like healthy-ish.
It's a meal replacement shake, so it's got
like soy
nutrients and stuff. So then you want to put what's called registration marks. These are super important. Sorry, did I cut you off?
Oh, I was just going to say that April said I actually got to see what the foam in person this week. A cosplay friend of mine visited Dallas, and she used it on her Wonder Woman armor.
Oh, sweet.
How did it work out for her? Did she enjoy it?
That is awesome.
I really like it for my Wonder Woman stuff.
Yeah, we need to redo the breastplate.
We should probably do that now. The same.
Out of what the foam? Because we did it out of foam format tiles the first time. What?
Has present for you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Out past curfew for the win. Thank you so much.
For you.
Has presents for you. Nice. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Okay. So, so registration marks. These are called registration marks. Super important. What that allows you to do is once we cut this line, we have these lines that cross over both sides of the line and line up with each other so that we know exactly how to line this back up when we glue it back together. So we'll transfer these marks onto our foam off of the pattern, and that will allow you to be able to get this curve back into it the right way. So you can, because foam has a little bit of stretch to it, and so you could easily, as you get going, be gluing, and then you get to the end and one side sticks out further than the other, and it's not going to give you your exact shape that you patterned. So that's why you need to do the registration marks before you cut this line, so that those line up on either side of that cut, so that when you transfer that onto your foam, you can line those up as you glue. So you'll see that a little bit more. It'll make more sense here in just a second as we cut this out. I'll show you what that becomes. So now I'm just going to cut along this line. And you can see already as I'm cutting along this, it's starting to be able to flatten out. Okay, I'm only going to cut to here, and we'll see what that does for us to begin with, okay? So then same here, start to cut along. This one I'm thinking we're going to have to go a little bit further with just to be able to
Leah says, Alpha Scorpio, how'd your picture turn out? We haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Hey, Sammy Seabones.
Sammy Seabones, what's up?
Patricia says, should registration marks be 1 inch-ish apart or more or less depending on the curve?
Yes. So I like to put them about 1 inch apart. I mean, it's a little, just you can put as many as you want. But I think having them every inch or so helps just to keep it nice and consistent across the whole thing. But if you're needing to go a little bit further, or if you have a shorter span, I like to put them a little bit closer, like a 1/2 inch or something like that, just so I have a couple. I like to at least have 2, on any given length of cut, right? So at least 1 at the beginning and the end on a short piece, right? And then as it gets longer, you just start to add, more, right? So if it's a shorter length, at least try to get 2 or 3 on there. And if it's a longer span like this, you know, every inch or inch and a half is good. Obviously, the more you do, the more reference points you have, but also the more registration mark clipping you have to do too. So, okay.
Hi, Shield Bear.
So,
and then just to follow up, April said that it was gorgeous and she wants some.
oh, sweet.
The armor turned out great with it.
Cool. Good, good. Did she use 4?
Because I used 2 with all my accessories. When I say I made Skylar use 2.
Okay, guys, so there is still a bit of a curve in this area.
Do you think you want to keep it all one thing?
Hmm?
Or would you separate them?
Yeah, that's definitely an option, is we could just carry this around as a separate piece. And then that would probably flatten this out significantly.
I'm just thinking about fitting it on like a smaller piece of foam. And the reason why we chose what's foam to be in sheets, we are working on rolls, but it's just easier to work with.
Yeah, I found when I was doing stuff, I found that I got these like little sheets off of Amazon at one point, and I found that, and then I'd get the rolls from like TNT Cosplay Supply and different places, and I kept finding that most of my stuff would fit on smaller sheets, and I would be going anytime I could. I would go for the smaller sheets rather than having to pull out the whole roll and put it out on my table and try to cut it down and stuff. Obviously, there's scenarios where you need that longer length, especially with like longer props and stuff like swords and whatnot. So this is a piece that we yanked on to try to rip it. This is the 2mm width of foam, and like you cannot.
Yeah, but then it's all dented.
But then it's all dented and everything.
Well,
when I'm trying to
heat it back to shape.
Yeah, it would probably pull back into shape on itself.
I saw somebody. It was Susie Cosplay. She was with a whole bunch of stuff. I wonder if she's in Texas. April said that they have like a whole setup downtown with like a statue and for the Wonder Woman.
Oh, serious? Stuff. What? That's cool.
Oh, it was Susie.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
She came down. Yeah, because I saw her with all this stuff. And that's so funny.
That's crazy.
Small cosplay world.
Yeah, what? That's awesome. Okay. So, yeah, I think we'd want to break this up.
Yeah, she's way talented. She's so fun because we started doing Fandom Bound Friday, and she just like
took it and ran with it.
Owned it, man. Yeah. Like we ran out of steam, and she's like
she's still going every single Friday, and we're like, oh man, we need to get back on that. That's so cool. So wait, is that the Wonder Woman armor she said she saw then, or?
Yeah,
oh,
I know that she
cool.
used 2. I didn't know she used 4 as well.
Okay.
But yeah, and her wings are looking cool as well. Oh, everybody's getting hurt. Sammy hurt his knees.
What? You guys,
Ariana,
take care of yourselves.
Hurt her finger, and Leia had a really nice fall.
A really nice fall?
I didn't get hurt, and I didn't drop the puppy I was holding. Well,
wow.
That's just pure talent.
There we go. That's some skill right there.
She said she's borrowing 2 husky puppies.
Falling with style. Okay. So, just like I was saying, the nice thing is we can tape these seams back together and put them in different spots if we want. but I'm thinking partially for just like ease of transferring it onto foam, too, onto foam sheets. We're going to want to adjust this a little bit. Now, I was trying to make each half like one piece. I'm wondering, so
You need a larger piece of foam, Skylar.
no, this will work great. And for the most part, actually, these sizes work pretty well for most helmets. So what I'm thinking is, I'm wondering about taking this along here.
I think so. But I wonder what that would look like.
So what I'm thinking, yeah, but what I'm thinking is like most of the characters I'm thinking of will have something kind of around the eyes. Mm-hmm. And so if this kind of comes along here and this creates kind of the dome top as well as down the sides. Mm-hmm. So if these would be the eyes right here, and we're coming in just like right above that. Mm-hmm. I mean, like the Mandalorian helmet has kind of stuff going on right there. The other thing too is like with this pattern, what I would probably recommend people do is take the pattern, print it out, tape it, cut it out and tape it together, and then draw on where the details are going to go for the character they're turning it into, and then recut your seams based on that character. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to do it along here. I feel like a lot of characters are going to have something along the brow. I'm thinking Magneto. He's got that stuff that comes down around over the eyes and everything like that. You know, most of these type of helmets are going to have something going on right there before it drops down. So anyway, and then if nothing else, you can always do what I was just saying with like creating it. Just like take the pattern, tape it together, and then redraw your seams based on your character and where you can hide them and stuff, which would probably be the ideal anyway. Something like that.
Do you have any tips for cutting with the foam?
Depending on what thickness you're using. So if you're doing 4 or 2, go with an X-Acto blade or dope knife, sharp one. So keep your blade sharp. And actually, I don't know if this is like fully proven yet, but from my experience so far, I've found that your knife doesn't have to be as sharp to get good clean cuts on what the foam compared to other foams that are softer. But yeah, you want to have a good sharp, you can use a honing steel to keep your blade honed, throw on a new blade, that kind of thing. But I usually like to hone it up nice and sharp. And then, so for 4mm or 2mm, use an X-Acto knife. It's going to give you the most control, and the thickness is fine. The X-Acto blade will handle it just fine. If you're going up to the 6mm, you can do it with the X-Acto knife, but what's going to be more effective?
I can't hold a dope knife anymore.
Is jumping up to
the box cutter.
The extendable blade. Now I like these ones because it gives you the length, but it doesn't increase the width too much. It doesn't make it too thick to make it hard to do smaller curves and that kind of stuff.
Patricia, I once had that sharpener in my kitchen too. She's like, I legit have that sharpener in my kitchen.
That's where I pulled it from. Was our kitchen knife block. So yeah, so these things were great. If you guys go to,
but if you do have arthritis, or like for me, sometimes I have to wear a brace because of whatever that thing is that I have. Hi, Tech Savvy Hero.
carpal tunnel.
Then the cos
Tech Savvy Hero
are super great. But she mentioned that the cos tools makes it easier for her to cut.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd highly recommend getting one of these, especially for any of your lines that are going to be seams. The cos tool straight cutter is so awesome. The same thing, you're going to want to keep your blade honed. They make it super easy. Just pop this off like this, and you know, then you can just keep your blade.
When I started out with the foam and I tried to use 6mm on my pauldrons, it was like so intense. I'll just pull them out. I made these and then I haven't done anything else with it. So that's embarrassing. But
yeah, we probably should have made them out of the 4.
I should have made them out of 4.
They looked thick for the character, so we were trying to match the thickness. But we definitely didn't need the 6mm to get them to be rigid enough. So with this though, it's super nice. It keeps your hand a bit more open, not as like tightly cramped and that kind of thing. But even if you don't have like arthritis or anything like that, this is so good for cutting your seams because you're going to get perfectly 90-degree
What was the
lines.
cutter called again? Sci-Fi Painter missed it.
Yeah, Cos Tools straight cutter.
It's kind of far away. Maybe you can lift it up.
I don't know if it's going to be focused at that close, but Cos Tools straight cutter. Here, give me just a second while Olivia's showing you this pauldrons, and I'll drop a link to it in the description.
So I was making Astrid from How to Train Dragon's pauldrons, and I did it in 6, but it was like working. I mean, they're so intense. They don't move at all. It was like, so you can always go down to the next level and do 4 because it was really, really difficult to glue together. But I really love the end product, so it just depends on what you want.
All right, I'm dropping a link down in the description of the video.
Hi, Paulino. And that's all.
So I've got a link to What the Foam, and then just underneath that, Cos Tools straight cutter. Boom. This is my affiliate link, so if you go through it to buy it, then it'll also give me a little bit of a kickback for sending you their way. Save. Yeah, so with those pauldrons, they were pretty amazing. You could like wear them for LARP, and
yeah, they're intense.
Like, she was probably showing you, but like, I'm pushing.
But trying to glue them was really funny.
I'm pushing pretty hard down on those, and they're like not budging. Like they're like legit like armor.
Which is cool. Like
it's super cool.
I might do it again like that.
Yeah.
Because
it's so sturdy.
It would feel
and strong.
so legit.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, with working with the 6mm, you want to go up to something with a longer blade.
Thanks for bringing that up, Sammy.
Like this.
We are so close to 28,000 subscribers.
Yeah, make sure to share our videos and everything. Help get us to that 28,000 mark. We're pretty excited to hit a new little milestone with that. That'll be great. Okay, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I try this? Do you guys think this will work with cutting along here, or should we redo these seams and try to put them somewhere else? So I mean, like I said, ideally you want to try to keep them towards the back the best you can. This has so much curve just built into the front that it's a little bit hard to do. So this is kind of what I'm thinking, trying to bring that, around along this front, because this pattern does have more curve kind of built into the front than would be normal. And usually I have something to kind of be able to break it up in the front with each character. You know, if we had like like for Mandalorian, we'd have like eye cut out stuff here, right? So that would allow it to be able to kind of flail out a little bit more in that area and relieve that pressure that we're having to try to relieve here. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. You guys think we go for that? Do the seam along the front here? Because I think a lot of characters are going to have something that runs kind of along that brow line or the just above the eyes or around the eyes that we can kind of cover up that seam a little bit. But also at the same time, too, what I'm going to recommend to people is that, you know, you can take this pattern and use it as a base for these different characters. But what I would probably do to make it even better for you for that character would be like, you know, if this was the paper pattern, tape it together once you've cut it out so that it's like this, right, in 3D, and then use that to draw on, oh, hey, here's where my eyes are going to go. Here's where I'm going to put on this additional thing, or I'm going to add this thing along the center for this character, you know, and draw that out on the pattern, and then redraw up your seams, right? So if you have a big opening for the eyes here, you can bring your seams, you know, along that, or if there's something that runs along the brow, put your seam along that instead and break it up that way to make it more specific to your character. But let me see what you guys think. Hey, Michael Diaz, what's up? Started late, so I'll be rewinding to watch from the beginning, but wanted to drop in and wish you a great holiday. I'll be in Disney this next week. I'll post pictures on my Instagram, Foam Heroes and Villains. Sweet. Awesome. Well, have fun. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. So nice to see you on. Wait, when's Paulino's birthday? Tomorrow? Hey, happy birthday tomorrow, Paulino. Holy cow. Paulino's birthday is tomorrow.
Paulino, happy birthday.
All right, let's see.
Want to tell Paulino happy birthday?
Sammy turns 18 in 3 weeks.
Nice. Big birthday.
That's awesome.
That's a fun one.
Hey, Usama Achuri. Also, your birthday's today. Wow, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
My goodness, you guys have a bunch of birthdays
Birthday
around this time.
season.
That is awesome. Well, happy birthday. And welcome to the stream.
Sing him happy birthday to Paulino.
You guys don't want to hear me sing happy birthday. Tech Savvy Hero says the seams look like they'll work like that. Anybody else have
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas,
input on
John.
that one? Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, we're going to cut it along there. We're going to do that. So I drew my line, did my registration marks, right?
I'm feeling tired.
Something helpful, too, that I like to do that I'm actually not doing here is if you're going to, especially if you're going to be digitizing your pattern, or even if you're just going to be transferring it directly onto your foam, I like to do my registration marks and different things like in a different color, because sometimes, oh, let's see, that's not, why is that not showing up for me? Let's do this. I like to do my registration marks in a different color, just so that they stand out and I don't end up thinking when I go to digitize it or do something else, it's just pulling up the Sharpie. Anyway, that stands out and I'm like, oh, that's a registration mark and not just a line where I'm supposed to cut, or, you know, like, because once we're right here where we wrote on it the name of the helmet pattern, and there's a T that crosses where I'm going.
Sorry.
It would be helpful to have a different color so I know, oh, that's the registration mark, not the T that crosses. So just a helpful tip. as well when you're doing that. Get these super fine tip acrylic paint pen things, and they're great for transferring patterns onto your foam to keep track of your straight cuts versus your your straight cuts versus your bevel cuts versus engraved markings and that kind of stuff, or registration marks. Helps you save time and potential mess ups at that point too.
Sorry, he's trying to touch my eyeball.
Oh, don't touch mommy's eye, bud.
I'm like back here.
Sorry.
Yeah, and Leia's birthday was 8 days ago. That's right.
My goodness. Okay, so then I'm going to just take this just a little bit further on this one. There we go. Okay, so that's sitting pretty flat and fits on our sheet there. This is sitting
I think you could get
relatively
that curve
flat
enough just by curving out the foam.
Possibly. What I've been discovering with that is, while it's like, oh, that would be one less dart or seam. It's not as easy to replicate for other people. So when I'm trying to plan this out, because like it's one thing if you're like, hey, just glue these seams together and it'll create the shape, right? So with What the Foam, when you have your piece traced out, and you have your registration marks marked and everything, you cut it out. When you go to glue it together, you apply your glue to both sides of the seam with your contact cement, and then it's best to heat up the foam so it becomes super malleable, and then you just stick your seam line together. And when you do that, then it's just going to take the curve of that exact shape. And so what I've been finding is it's a little bit trickier to replicate for people if you also have to like heat and add in a curve somewhere, versus just saying, hey, you put the seams together and it's going to create the curve you need. So I'm wondering, I don't want to add another seam here, but what do you think? It's quite a bit of a flail there. So if we can get this part straight and we can push this seam back to here, I think we might be able to just take one up right here, which is kind of going to be around the earpiece, which a lot of characters will tend to have something there as well, kind of along that middle axis. And so I think we can bring something. I want to keep that straight. I'm trying to hold this all down flat, tight, making sure it's not going to be bowing up anywhere, to get an idea. So now, once again, like a lot of this is just kind of, it's trial and error, right? Trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to go. So what you can do too, so I did it this way, right? To see, okay, if I cut along there, that's kind of going to relieve that pressure. But then you can also try it in the reverse to see, okay, will this piece actually lay flat on its own too? Which I think it will. So let's do this. Now, like I said, this is trial and error. Maybe this isn't the best way to do it. You can always, like I said, tape these back together, try it a different way, see, what's going to work best for your given character kind of thing. For now, we're going to roll with this. with like two-defying a pattern. It's kind of like the whole, like there's more than one way to skin a cat kind of thing, that saying, even though it's like a really gross saying. You know, there's definitely more than one way to be able to do this. Just gonna add a little bit longer there. Oh, let me see. You guys probably want a different camera angle, huh? Here we go. Probably be able to see a little bit more what's going on right there. Captain Seabones asked if I play Xbox or any gaming consoles. I do not. We have a Nintendo 64. And I've played a little bit of PC games with primarily just Assassin's Creed on PC. So that's my extent of gaming prowess. Okay, I think that is going to work for us right there. So, and if you wanted to, you could really even like cut this into a third strip to probably be able to fit onto foam easier. Cut this all the way down. I like to just try to eliminate seams, you know, as many as possible. Have some smooth areas that don't have seams running across them, but that's definitely an option. So there we go. We've got ourselves a pattern here. Not too bad. This would be 4 pieces for the whole base of the helmet to glue together. So not too shabby. So now what I would do to digitize this is set it on a mat like this, or if you have like a ruler, a yardstick or something like that, set one in each direction, or a tape measure, run it in each direction here.
Hi, Bradwick.
And then take a picture from above, just like this angle is. Sorry.
Christian. Hi there.
Hey, Christian, what's up? Bradwick, hey, how's it going? Did I see you got the Spider-Man face shell? Was that you?
Bradwick said, Skylar, where did you learn to do all this? Patterning, making video, editing, painting, electronics, etc.
YouTube. That's partly why I feel like I need to provide tutorials and share the knowledge and everything like that. It's because I've learned so much from YouTube. I, you know, got jobs as a graphic designer because of YouTube. And I just was self-taught in graphic design from YouTube and other things as well. And so I feel like I just need to give back to
He said I did get them.
To that, kind of put more content into the matrix for other people to learn. I refer to YouTube as the matrix often because it's like, you know, you just like go there and you're like, I need to learn how to do this, and then it's like and teaches you everything you need to know, and then you go out and do it, right? Just like downloading martial arts from the matrix. Or I need to fly a Black Hawk helicopter. Okay, let's go. So yeah. But yeah, on YouTube, the first person I saw making something out of foam was Evil Ted. Saw his like foam helmet video or something like that, and I was like, what? You can make stuff like that out of foam? All right, I got to do this. Kind of thing. But that was after I had already even started the channel. I think I was mostly working with plastic, moldable thermoplastic and stuff, polyplastics, and making stuff with that. And I made a sword, just kind of coming up with how to make one. And I was like, this is so cool. I made an Inigo Montoya sword. And I'm like, yeah, this stuff was so easy to work with. I got to share this with people. So I created a channel called Plastic Apprentice.
You're down here right now.
Thank you. created a channel called Plastic Apprentice and just started sharing like, look at the cool stuff you can make with this moldable thermoplastic, and then saw other stuff and like found out about the world of cosplay, and then I was like, you know what? I should change this to Cosplay Apprentice so that I can do even more stuff than just plastic, and then started working with foam a lot more and stuff. So yeah, pretty sweet. Oh, I was going to ask about the basket hilt sword in the background. Yes, ask about it. Go ask away.
Which one? That one that I
oh, yeah, you put it up there.
Oh, cute up there.
Nice. It does look good up there.
We gave away our master sword to a little boy who's been asking for it for 2 years. That's Myron's son. Oh, no, that was the shield.
Yeah, the shield to him.
The Captain America shield to him. We gave his brother, whose birthday it was the next day.
the sword. Yeah, I think he was asking about this one.
Oh, I thought he was...
Do you want to show the Inigo Montoya one?
I don't know where it is.
It's Ollie just like finds it. It's over in the corner there somewhere. But yeah, Bradwick, are you asking about this one? So ask away with your questions. There was one in the video that looked like Inigo's sword. So I was curious. Did you find it?
No, but it might be in our laundry room.
Did we put it in there?
Our laundry room is a scary place.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not sure if you were referring to this one or the actual Inigo Montoya one, which Olivia is trying to find. Tech Savvy Hero says, that's some cool history right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's, oh, should we do the Pokemon? Who's that Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Grab it. All right, guys, are you ready for Who's That Pokemon? Do we need to switch camera angles to be able to see this better? Or okay, hold on. All right, so we made this out of FOMO. We'll see who can guess. All right, here we go. You guys ready? So, who's that Pokemon? We'll switch camera angles for you guys as well. Tristan made this basically all by himself. Okay, here we go. Who's that Pokemon?
Someone says...
Do we have guesses?
Mewtwo.
Somebody guesses Mewtwo. That is not correct. That's a great guess, though. Do you want to give them a hint?
It's the gem Pokemon.
So the hint is it's the gem Pokemon. Somebody else. Oh, we got Vex the Demon on. Hey, welcome to the stream. They guess Snorlax.
Nope.
Is it Snorlax? Nope.
Snorlax is not a gem Pokemon.
Hey, Christian. Thank you. Cheers to the YouTube learners. Love it. Paulina says, I don't know Pokemon. I bet if you just asked Ollie to find it, he would go right to it. Okay, so the hint is it's the gem Pokemon. Wait, Bradwick
Sableye.
said Sableye. Is that it?
Uh-huh.
You got it. Bradwick for the win. Woo woo. Yeah. Nice. Oh, and then Patricia came in with Sableye too, right after. My kids will be so proud.
How can you hear that?
They're typing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Someone said
Good job. High five, bud.
Someone said Gem Man.
Somebody said Gem Man. Yeah.
Oh,
Cool. All right. You want to take Sableye and go Pokemon battle?
I don't know where it is.
Here, I'll look for it real quick.
No, it's fine. We'll go and get some. It's fine. We don't need it, right? It's not important.
Okay, sure. Sorry, Bradwick, we can't find the Inigo Montoya one right now. Actually, just found it.
How did you find it? I haven't seen it all.
So it's been pretty beat up over the years as far as the paint job goes. Let's switch to the other camera. Actually, we can show you kind of more detailed up close here, I guess. with this camera.
This is the live stream keeps pausing.
Shoot. Anyway, so yeah, this is the Inigo Montoya sword that I made with polyplastics. It's entirely out of polyplastics. Originally, I made the blade out of PVC pipe, but I didn't do it right and it broke. So then I had to replace it, and I just made the entire blade out of polyplastics, which I probably wouldn't do. Again, it was very painstaking. Let me switch camera angles and show you guys full out. Anyway, so yeah, it's just really cool stuff, the moldable thermoplastic. And I learned a ton of tricks with this that like I wasn't seeing in any YouTube videos. And so I was like, hey, I got to share this with people. So yeah. And then I kept doing that with anything else I've learned and working with foam and building everything else. So it's basically partly why the channel's called the Apprentice, is because I'm just learning cool stuff by doing things and figuring stuff out. And then I'm like, okay, I got to share this, but I'm always the apprentice, always learning new stuff. So yeah. Inigo Montoya.
How did I not see that?
It's all good. And then this sword was in our latest video, the Nutcracker props. If you want to see how we did this one out of foam. We do. Sorry. Pause the stream while we decorate for a second.
That's cool.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, I think. Oh yeah, so I was starting to say to digitize this. What I would do is I would just take it, lay it out here. I would generally use masking tape and create what I call magic tape. A holdover from my, I don't know, preschool, kindergarten years. I think my teacher referred to it as magic tape, and that's just what I've called it since. Magic tape is just, you just take a piece of tape and, you know, roll it up to make it double-sided sticky tape and stick that on the back here. So I would just do that, put a bunch of them across here so that I can just stick this down nice and flat. So it sits flat on the tabletop. And then you have your rulers going on either side. Just take a picture from above as straight down as you can to get it nice and flat. And then you can take that picture into the computer and you can use free software like Gravit.io or I think, what is it, Inkscape, or anyway, there's a bunch of anything that you can draw like vector lines with. You can do it in Photoshop too. I prefer using stuff like Illustrator and anything where you can do more like vector-based items because it's more scalable. Yeah, you just come in and you just trace it, mark little spots where all your registration marks are, and then you know, take those and move them onto a artboard or a document that's 8.5 by 11. Put it in there, arrange it so it can fit. Move multiple of them together to span it if you need to tape two pieces together to get a larger piece like this. And then, yeah, then you just can save it as a PDF, print it out, and there you go. So I like to, I digitize all my patterns so that I can make them available for you guys to be able to get as well. And also, it's just a cleaner way to transfer it on. You can just go straight from this tape type of thing. If you know you're just doing your own, just take your pattern, create it like this with the tin and tape method, and then just pin this down to your foam, trace it on right there like that, and you're good to go. But if you're wanting to create something that's a little bit more shareable with other people, then you can digitize it as well. We may do a video on how to do that in the future. Hey, D Foster, what's up? Just watched your Spider-Man face shield video last night. Making one for my son soon. Thanks for the awesome content. Awesome, sweet. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited for you.
What are you eating, Olivia? A pretzel that I took from my kids?
Yeah, that's awesome. Making one for your son. Last night or yesterday, one of my sons was asking if I could make him a face shell for his Spider-Man mask.
Oh, I didn't know.
Tristan was. Yeah, because
There
I was
like 2 weeks where Tristan didn't take off his Spider-Man outfit and he watched Into the Spider-Verse
every
day.
single day. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, so what you'll want to do is, if you're going to transfer this directly onto your foam, you want to notch out your registration marks. You can do that by taking scissors and just cutting it at a triangle. I'll show you the different ways to do that. Let's switch camera angles.
Did you see him saying that so many registration marks to cut out? I hope I get a pattern notcher for Christmas.
Who said that?
I think it was Bradwick.
Oh yeah, on the face shield. So you can do the registration marks by cutting them out kind of at a triangle with your scissors like that, or with your dope knife. Or like Bradwick was saying, hopefully people in his life watched my what to get a cosplayer for Christmas videos or stocking stuffer videos and gets him a pattern notcher, because that's much easier. You just go through and it's like a hole punch, but just for punching registration marks. And you just go through it and you can just punch those all out. So you do that same thing if you print out the pattern on paper. But yeah. Sorry, I put so many registration marks on that face shell one. It was necessary though, because of the fact that it, when the pieces come together, it creates kind of that little nose that comes out. And so having registration marks, especially all along there, is key for having that. I haven't fixed it yet. Leia did point out that on the face shell pattern, for those of you that got it, on the back side of it, let me show you. So on the back side of it here, and along here and here, I have registration marks on it. Don't worry about those ones. I didn't replace the file yet that doesn't have those marked on there. Those are on there because I'm working on creating like a full helmet that I'm using this front piece for, and then it'll attach to a back piece, and that'll be for that helmet of where that'll attach. But for the face shell, you don't need. Let's see. No, but if I change camera angles, they might be able to. Can we see him from here?
Can you see Cedric?
If I'm out of the way, yeah. There's Cedric. There's a good boy.
But now he's gone.
Do you want him up on your? We can lift him up on your lap.
I don't know. He's very excited
about the treat.
Shield Grace says they're cheaper on Amazon. Were we talking about face shields?
Let's see. Patricia said something, and then they said cheaper.
Notchers.
I'm waiting for a good Joann's Fabrics coupon to get that notcher. Yeah, they're not too bad priced on Amazon. That's where I got mine. What was it? $6 or $7? Something like that. But yeah, but I don't know what it would come out to. Probably from Joann's, if you got like one of their 50 or 60% off coupon type of things. If you have the app, you can check on it and see if they have like, frequently they have like a 50% off one item type of thing. So you could use that. I only go to Joann's if I need a specific fabric. I'm a look. Here, let's see. I can throw the link in the description for you guys too. Real quick.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, $6.99 or $6.95, depending on
Ooh, even better.
which one you go with. This one has more reviews with a high thing.
I even remember which one you bought.
It was one of these.
Very similar.
It was one of these two. Yeah.
You can see.
So
I can't really see the screen, but if you.
I'll drop this in the description as well of the video.
Much props.
Hey, much
Your
props.
dog
What's
is
up,
so
man?
much cute. Thank you. He was cute, but he was more excited about the treat than being on the live stream.
Pattern notcher. It's hard with the live streams. I don't know what stuff I'm going to talk about, so I can't always like drop the links in the description for you guys ahead of time.
We're on a modified schedule today for semester exams.
Ooh, that's why I got you a little bit later. Well, thanks for tuning in, joining us. We were just going through just kind of two defying patterns, and got this guy
Do you want to go the up?
flattened down. But yeah, from
He said
from
school's out and he's home now.
oh, nice, cool.
Oh, something we should bring up is that we probably won't be streaming on Christmas Day.
Oh yes, because next Friday is Christmas Day. We will not be streaming, doing the live stream.
Our kids tend to just kind of run amok on Fridays. No, we should be with them on Christmas.
Yeah. So, so no. Sorry, I'm gonna steal your phone base.
Oh, my phone, baby.
So no live stream next week, unfortunately, but we will catch you guys again after. Well, wait. Then is it New Year's after that?
I don't mind.
New Year's Day
I don't
is
mind
fine.
doing it on New Year's Day.
New Year's Day is fine. So if you guys are cool, if you guys want to,
You guys want?
would you guys be interested in doing it? Yeah, a New Year's
Or
Day
will no
stream.
one show up? Will it just be Skylar and I?
Yeah, will it just be us being here like, so what's up? Or will you guys be interested in doing something on New Year's Day? Because it'd be fun to hear from you guys what all, cool stuff you got and what you were able to do over the Christmas break.
Yeah, I would, says Vex the Demon. One on New Year's, said Paulina.
Cool.
Props has a build coming out on Christmas, a sponsored one.
Nice,
But
man. Congrats. That's
I worked
exciting.
Every holiday for 15 years didn't mean a thing to me. If you're on, I'll be there.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Sci-Fi Painter. Cool. Okay, I'll need to set up my new laptop and I'll be back to work, so I'll probably be missing live streams from around now. Oh no!
Oh, no, Ariana.
April says she's sure she'll be free. Let's see, what did Bradwick say that Much Props said at? Super cool.
Currently making your Sheikah slate build for my daughter.
Oh yeah, sweet. When my kids saw that, they're like, "That's the Sheikah slate."
We have to get to their builds that we're making them.
Oh yeah. So I can whisper this into the microphone so that they don't hear us. But we're gonna make each of them a hiccup helmet. But it'll be like different colors. One will be done up like a light fury, and the other one will be Hiccup's normal one, and then the other one will be like reverse, like red and black instead of black and red. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
By the way, they're gonna be so cute and small.
Yeah, they'll be so cute. Oh, sweet. So we got a testimonial from Bradwick. Ugly and obvious seams are my biggest problem when making helmets, and WTF helps a lot. Yeah.
Nice.
Woohoo. Yeah. So like you guys will understand why I'm like always like, what the foam? It's so awesome. Like once you start using it, and like there are a few differences, that in using it than working with regular foam. So the main one just being when you go to glue your seams together, don't glue them together cold. You want to put your glue on, and then on both sides of your seams, And once it's set up, then heat up your foam, avoiding like hitting those seams too much with heat directly, but just kind of heat up your foam all around that. And then it's super malleable. Then stick your seams together and they'll go together so clean and smooth. And then when they cool, it'll just hold its shape right there for you. Because it has such a strong hold, it wants to keep the shape it's in. And so it'll fight you if you're trying to just put the seams together cold like you would with like a softer foam, with like other cosplay foams or like the foam floor mats where you can just kind of push it in there and like, yeah, stick. And it'll like, okay. But what the foam's like, no, I'm supposed to hold this position.
Ooh, my shop's got the new line of cosplays.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I need to message him.
I want those.
I know. I need to message him because, like, these are your colors, Thomas, not my colors. I need the ones in red. I will tout their stuff so much more if it's in red.
Well, whatever you want.
No, I love the straight cutter and group cutter and stuff. Hey, Vex the Demon, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night, great day, great rest of your weekend, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you on the next one.
Shout it out your phone to everyone on the stream. Odin make.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Paulino. You did a shout out for our foam, probably. To everyone on the on Odin Makes live stream. Awesome, thanks, man. That's great. Yeah, Odin's been using it a lot more. I think he's realizing like where like it can really be valuable in different areas and stuff like that. And Evil Ted's going to be coming out with a series of cyberpunk builds, like just really cool, like cyberpunk face gadget things like eyes, cyborg eye type of things and other stuff that he's been working on for a while. He's going to be coming out with a series of videos, and he used our foam heavily on those because he wanted them to be thin but still hold their shape and everything, to be like close fitting to the face and whatnot. So I'm super excited to see those.
We're coming out with a pretty cool video about what the foam.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We did something pretty epic with our foam to show how durable and strong it is. And we'll be coming out with a video in the next couple weeks with showing that off. So that'll be pretty fun. Keep an eye out for that. I want to tape that corner down a little bit more. So with this, the key thing is I'm just trying to get it to lay as flat as possible so that when I digitize it, I don't have any odd like curves that translate into the two-dimensional picture from something like sticking up, filling up on a corner or something like that. I just want it to be sitting as flat as I can get it. So that's what I'm doing right here while we chat. Hopefully that's okay. Maybe we should switch to this.
I think I'm gonna
Angle.
go make our kids some food.
Lunch. Okay. Should I just go for another 5 minutes and I'll just answer some people's questions and then
Whatever you want to do.
finish up? Because basically, we did what I had planned to do on the stream. I was just continuing to kind of tape this down, like I was saying. But yeah, let's. I'm gonna jump in the chats and I'll just answer your guys' questions. If you guys got any questions on a build you've done or on something that you've been wondering about, how to achieve a certain look or whatever, cosplay questions, build questions, foam questions, whatever you got. Let's see. Sci-Fi Painter said, I want to do some cyberpunk builds. I was actually with kind of seeing all of what's up, Cedric? Do you want to go up with mommy? Come here. Come on. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Is that what you're barking about? Come here. Come on. Yeah, come on. Oh, there we go. You want to say hi? There you go. So he's a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, but he's kind of large for his breed. So they're supposed to be a little bit more of a lap dog, but as you can see, it's more of like a full body dog. All right. Was that what you wanted? Is that good? Is that good? Okay. All righty. Go on. Go find everyone else. Do you want to lay in your phone box? Yeah, go lay in your phone box. He lays in the scrap box of foam behind my work desk here when I'm working sometimes in the workshop. Anyway, sorry. So, hey, what? Oh my goodness, April, thank you. Holy cow. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Happy holidays, Cosplay Apprentice. Well, happy holidays to you too. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys are the best. Holy cow. Thank you. That is so generous of you. You guys, oh my goodness. Okay. So awesome. All right, so let's see. I saw Evil Ted in person wearing his cyberpunk mask. It was intense. Yeah, he does some cool stuff with that. I explained everything about it, and I was like, no, it's not everyone in the chat. Cool. Wait, so Odin was explaining everything about the foam in the live stream? I'll have to go back and watch it. That's awesome. Let's see. I had to tap back to write down everything he said in a tip about sticking it together. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll leave the stream up for a week to be able to reference it as well. But yeah, just again on that, just for sticking it together, you glue up both your sides, wait for the glue to set up like you would normally, and instead of just sticking it together, you want to heat up your foam around it. It'll become super malleable. So even though it holds its shape really, really well, when you heat it up, it becomes super malleable. So you heat it up and everything like that, and then stick it together while it's hot, and then it'll just take that shape, and when it cools, it'll just hold that shape. So and you can kind of just really press it together. Contact cement adheres really well with like pressure too. So you can just go and, you know, once you get your basic registration marks lined up and everything, then just go back and just press that really hard into each other just to get that to stick and hold really well. You already answered my question about heating everything up, but I did want to ask when we will be getting back to hiccup stuff. Yeah, that's a great question as well. We're working on planning out our calendar year right now for the upcoming year, planning out what content and stuff we're going to be coming out with and whatnot. And so I'll have a better idea once we get that kind of laid out. But I need to finish up hiccup. Definitely. So got notifications on YouTube for membership options. It popped up on mine today, and it didn't feel like I have time to look at it. For like people being able to subscribe, like to do like the membership stuff. I haven't looked to see if I have that option or not. Sci-Fi Painter says, so cute. I have a Greyhound and Adobe myself. Nice. Hi, dog. Aw, so cute. Yeah, he is pretty cute. Do you have answers for questions about sleeping? I don't. Have you tried melatonin? I know when Olivia's had a hard time sleeping and stuff, we got her some of that, and that helped. Yono says, yes, he has high praise for you and what the phone. What? Sci-Fi Painter. Oh my goodness. So glad I found this channel. A true pleasure to watch. This is a new medium for me, but y'all make it look fun and easy. Thank you. Well, thank you. Oh my goodness. That is so generous of you. We're so glad to have you on, and we're so glad that you found the channel as well. It's been so fun to have you on and participating in the chat and hanging out with us and everything. And yeah, I'm excited to see, you know, what you're able to do if you start playing around with foam and stuff too, to make cool sci-fi stuff. Oh, I was gonna say to your thing earlier about wanting to make some cyberpunk stuff. I had this idea because for me, with having glasses on, I don't. It's hard for me to put goggles on that fit over my glasses and stuff when I'm sanding and different things. And I can't. It's like annoying to take them off because then I can't see as well. Even though I can see up close stuff just fine, but it just feels weird to not have glasses on.
Thank you.
And so I was like, oh, it'd be sweet if I could make a cool, like cyberpunk like little like visor thing that when I just need to sand, I just go boop, and it just like the visor thing just like slides out across, and then I'm like blah 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 blah, blah, and then just like boop, and then it just comes back. I'm like, that would be so sweet.
Thank you
Anyway.
so much, Sci-Fi Painter and April.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, Tech Savvy.
Tech Savvy Hero, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.
Sorry.
Hey, Wiz. Any
Oh,
suggestions
hi,
for
Wiz.
sewing cosplay people to follow on YouTube? I can't sew at all.
Shielded Bear says Grace Willow is a good one to watch for sewing. I watch like historical sewing stuff, Abby Cox, but they're just more fun to watch because it's like has to do with costuming.
Yeah, and historical accuracy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grace Willow, I did a collaboration with her. She's awesome. She used to be Zon Zombie, or Zon Zombie on YouTube. She has some good stuff on there to kind of like simple ways to create some patterns and things like that for sewing too. Jedi Manda, I don't know how many sewing videos she has, but I know she is an incredible seamstress. As far as like she's made some amazing stuff. So I don't know how many videos she has on teaching sewing, but I know that she's good at it. So that might be an option to check out.
Would you answer much props about
Paid memberships with extra content options and custom emojis and stuff like that, viewers? Yeah. So I've seen that like on Bill Duran's and stuff like that. And on other channels I follow, they have that option. I haven't looked. Did they give us that option already or not?
He just said that he got an email today
about it.
For notification for memberships.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen something on our dashboard.
Yeah.
But we
it's
just started
basically
our Patreon up again, so
yeah.
And having the like a good amount of content for people that makes it worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd really have to look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't looked into it too much because of the fact that we were already doing Patreon, and it seemed like it was kind of a similar type of thing just built in on YouTube, which is nice to keep it all in one place. But what, Wiz? Oh my goodness!
Aw, thank you,
you
Wiz.
guys! Holy cow!
Cutie.
You guys are making it rain. This is amazing! Holy cow! Wiz, thank you. Happy holidays and thanks. Well, happy holidays to you and thank you. Oh my goodness! Wow, you guys are awesome. It's so fun to see so many of you that have like been following us on the live streams for so long on here, and then like so many new people that we've gained recently too. It's awesome. Holy cow, so cool. You guys are great. All right, let's see what else. Sci-Fi Painter, were you referring to the like goggle things of that would be Amazeballs?
That was when that came.
Right? Like, I mean, I think that'd be so sweet. It probably, I don't know if like anyone else would just like, if I made the pattern available, if anyone else would make that, just because it's kind of like, who's going to actually craft with that? Like, I would actually craft with it. Just like my crafting gauntlet that I want to make. I would kind of want to like create like this like bionic craft man, kind of like just like functional like craft gadgets that like
said, yes.
Functional like craft gadgets that would just be like, you know, you're just like whoosh, sharpen or like hone your blade, whoosh, you know, and then just like ready to sand, you know, like I don't know. I'm just like, I think that would be so cool. Like flip this up, take notes.
On that honing blade
I know, right? Me too. I don't know when Skylar's gonna make it.
Lucky arm for cosplay.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Well, if it's a Bucky arm, like the whole thing should just be sharpenable.
It's just like you can just like sharpen your blade anywhere on it. That's so funny. Yeah. Okay. I need to plan those into our content this year.
Yes.
Um,
It's planning time. We're leaning heavily Star Wars and some Marvel stuff just because Disney had such fun stuff come out. So let us know if there's something you want. People were like, well, I'm waiting for you to get back to Hiccup, which we will. We got to plan that in there too.
the Hiccup stuff. Yeah. Totally. Okay. So yeah, April brought up another one for you. Wiz, Kamui is coming out with a book on sewing, right? Or she already has it. I can't remember.
Buy her book.
Buy her books. Support her. I think she has one on sewing too, so that might be helpful.
Let that stable grow and sharpen blade on your face like a man.
Oh, sweet. Sci-Fi Painter says he bought the books for his wife.
Well, that'd be cool, April.
Bradwick, Snake Eyes. Yeah, so I was thinking like partly why I'm wanting to make like a full helmet piece off of this face shell, convert it into like a full helmet thing is so that like you can have another base style helmet like we're doing here with kind of that dome shape, but have one that's like a face fitting helmet kind of thing that you can just use as a base to create something like Snake Eyes or Deathstroke or a Deadpool face shell or something like that as well, or all kinds of stuff off of that. So I want to build Peggy Carter's UK Captain Shield.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, that'd be cool. Just a bunch of let the stubble grow and sharpen blades on your face like a man. Okay, so let's just, she already has a book on sewing. Perfect. Shoulder Bear says, "Yay, Star Wars!" She has 20 books? I didn't know she had that many.
Whoa.
That's amazing. I thought she had more around like 7. Cool. Well, there you go. She's a book machine. That's awesome. Cool. Well, yeah.
Do we wanna at all tease the idea of the box subscription?
Oh.
Might be into that.
Yeah. Okay. So we had an idea, and you guys can tell us if you think it'd be something cool or not. So on Patreon, we have like our tier 2 subscribers that are like, so we have 1, 2, and 3, right? Levels. The middle level, you get access to all of our patterns that we've ever made and early access to any new ones we come out with. Then the next tier after that, Cosplay Boss gets all that, and then also like entered into a drawing to win some of our products every so often or something like that, as well as like prominent position on the end of our videos, just a static like your name there, saying thanks and everything like that. We were wondering about creating like another tier above that functions almost like a box subscription type of thing, where like every month you would get sent out a set of cosplay items, like usually generally including one of our materials, what the foam or FOMO type of thing, some of our materials, as well as other things that we like to use and find useful for cosplay builds and stuff like that we would like get and then kind of put these boxes together and send out kind of like a box subscription type of thing, where you'd get that each month, upping your materials kind of thing for your next project, getting some of that, but then also like some helpful little tools or other little things, maybe something like a rapid fill or fine finish type of thing, reaching out to some other cosplayers that have stuff or books or that kind of stuff, see what we can do to kind of collaborate with some other areas too, and include some of those things in some of the other makers and whatnot, and include some of their stuff in there too, or patterns printed out or something like that, maybe from other makers too, or I don't know. It's an idea. let us know what you guys think of that. If that's something you guys think would be a cool thing to have as kind of like a premium tier on Patreon, and would be something that would be of interest to you guys, because we don't know. We're like, would people even be into that, or would it be something they're just like, nah, never mind. So essentially, the idea is like you would be paying for what you're paying for the Patreon monthly. It would be less than the value of what you're getting in that box, right? So we would try to, you know, work deals and stuff like that with other cosplayers, makers, that kind of stuff, to be able to provide like even more value in that box. So if you were trying to buy all those pieces separately, it would cost you more than what you're actually paying for the Patreon monthly, right? So you get more value on those things doing it that way than you would just buying them separate. So that's kind of the idea behind it. But I don't know what you guys think.
Take my money already, says Patricia says, tell me when my credit card is ready.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like a bunch of people are interested in it. Brad Oak says,
we're not sure on how much it would cost. Our third tier is $20. We're thinking something around the $40 to $50 range.
Yeah, let us know what you guys.
Because we want to provide a lot of value in it.
Yeah.
And it's just an idea at this moment in time.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know. So that's
and maybe it's something that is it monthly? Is it quarterly? Is it, you know, like?
Yeah, it's like, would you need more stuff every month, or would it be more like we do it like every month, every other month, every quarter, so 4 times a year? Like, you guys let us know. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking, Brad. Like $40 to $50
a few times a year.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
Because I do something that my friend started, and I pay about that quarterly to be a part of her box program, but I couldn't do that every month.
Mm-hmm. A lot of logistics, but a good idea. Yeah. So, I mean, for us, like, we like it because it wouldn't be like something where we're having to fulfill orders like every single day kind of thing. But it's like, you know, if hey, like once a month we get those all packaged together and ready to go and send out to all of those that level tier patrons and that kind of thing, then that might be something we could do. But a lot of logistics, but a good idea. I would like to see a subscription box program quarterly. Quarterly, says Yonolith. Cool. Well, yeah, let us know. And if you have any thoughts on that, like message us on Instagram or something like that. Also, not only box with items, but courses on the commercial side too, like an ISA aspect into it. Sorry, what's
like
that?
Like a video
ISA
or something?
aspect into it?
Nutshop says weekly.
Weekly. Yeah, well, for you, you probably are going through stuff weekly, making everything you make. Sci-Fi Painter says quarterly is good for the price point. Shield Bear says I'm in. Okay, awesome, cool. It sounds like you guys like the idea. We just need to figure out kind of what the price point is and how often. And we got some good suggestions from you guys on that. It seems like quarterly is sounding like a good way to go. So yeah, we'll have to see what Patreon lets us do as far as like that, if we're able to set it up on like a quarterly charge kind of thing, or if we would need to do like
it through our website.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out for you guys. But yeah, that would be cool. I'm glad you guys like that idea. But yeah, that'd be fun to kind of like source some of that stuff and get some cool stuff for you guys. Do they even have a quarterly thing? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. We'll have to check Patreon and see what options they have.
Maybe you could get billed monthly, but it would add up to the quarterly.
Add up to the quarterly price or something like that, maybe. Yeah. We'd have to just make sure like that they were on for the multiple months. I don't know. We'll figure out the logistics, but
this was just an idea.
We're exploring the idea right now to see if it's something you guys would like, and we can figure out how to make it work. But yeah, look at all my like just in the shop. We just got stuff.
I've tried to start cleaning up halfway through this and I gave up.
Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys so much. Lightbringer says, so $60 quarterly. Yeah, we're thinking it'd probably be somewhere in that range, like 40 to 60, depending on like how much we're including in it, and what kind of like deals we're able to strike with people on like getting like maybe some discounts on bulk buys and stuff like that. For throwing in some of the other stuff, we can do our products and that kind of stuff too, with what the foam and FOMO and whatnot, and then figuring out kind of the boxes and all that stuff. Maybe even some merch. Or something like that. We could throw in some Cosplay Apprentice merch or something on some of them and whatnot. Anyway, yeah, that'd be cool. So I'm pretty sure they do. I follow an artist called 1000 who has a monthly shirt box off his designs. Okay, cool.
You see yourself in there.
So $15 a month isn't. Yeah, so if it's like 60, it'd be like 15 a month roughly or something like that. Anyway, cool. Well, we'll figure that out, but it's good to get some feedback from you guys. You guys are like our like peeps, our homies, our stream team, right? That like you guys are tuning in every week, and you guys are so awesome and do so much, and commenting and donating and everything. You guys are so awesome. So we love getting your feedback and take that heavily into consideration. So we appreciate it. Thank you guys. All right. So yeah, I think that does it for today's stream. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for your donations and just being here.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. You guys are awesome. Hopefully found some of this stuff helpful. If not, it was really fun to just hang out with you guys. So thanks for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Hashtag stream team. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Once again, we won't be doing this next week because it's Christmas Day. We will pick it back up New Year's Day the week after. So have a great little 2-week break. Still, share any cool stuff you're doing with us. Tag us on Instagram at cosplay_apprentice. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Try the pose.
Cosplay on, my friends. See ya. How long do I have to hold it for?
Keep holding it.
Okay. Are we done?